Spirituality talks about the divine feminine a lot, but we almost never talk about the divine masculine, which is where a lot of our biggest problems are. Most of you watching this statistically are more feminine in your energy, so send this to a masculine you know. First of all, masculine and feminine energy are not gendered. Some men have more feminine energy, some women have more masculine energy, and non binary people and light workers have a tendency to be pretty balanced 50-50. But for simplicity purposes, I'm going to be speaking about men and women. In balance, divine masculine energy does three things primarily: it protects, it provides, and it progresses. But when the masculine is out of balance, those traits distort. Out of balance, protection turns into possession. Not, I want you to be safe. I want you to be mine. Not, I want society to be safe. I want society to be mine. So, this possessiveness isn't just to do with relationships like a possessive and controlling partner or parent. It has to do with society at large. For instance, women couldn't have credit cards until the 70s. The wage gap, possessing economic forces. Possessiveness at scale looks like gatekeeping, controlling who has access to money, power, autonomy, opportunity. Out of balance, provision turns into plotting, grinding, producing, achieving with no purpose, no connection, and no direction. Or alternatively, checking out completely, numbing out, passing time by playing video games or doom scrolling, avoiding life. About 25% of young men report persistent loneliness, and 1 out of 7 young men aren't in employment, training, or education. The patriarchy taught men how to produce, but not how to connect, feel, or find meaning. Out of balance, progress turns into predation or collapse. So essentially, instead of the masculine building forward, it destroys or self destructs. Men make up for nearly 80% of unaliving and 80 to 90 plus percent of violent crime. Unhealed masculine energy doesn't just disappear, it turns outward and or inward, and it destroys. Now, here's the part that most people don't want to say, but I'm going to say. As we have started leveling the playing field for women, men and boys are struggling, and women and girls are excelling. Women and girls consistently outperform men in educational settings at all educational levels. Women now represent the majority of the college educated workforce. Single and childless women are often amongst the happiest and healthiest groups, and they do better outside of marriage. But men tend to gain more health, financial, and longevity benefits in a marriage than women do. Divorced men have worse mental and physical health issues and higher mortality risk than divorced women. Men report higher loneliness and lower social support outside of romantic relationships. This is a big deal, and the playing field isn't even close to being level yet. And this does not mean men are inadequate. It means that the system that put them in the spotlight also damaged them, and they don't know how to operate outside of a system that was built to solely benefit them, really. The patriarchy didn't just oppress women, it forced men into a narrow, unsustainable, emotionally stunted, unconscious version of masculinity, and they are damaged. And now women are rightfully refusing to tolerate the out of balance masculine. It's honestly a miracle we haven't burnt it all down already. But the feminine is the creator, not the destroyer. And the masculine builds or destroys the world around it. And when the masculine is this out of balance, the destruction works faster than creation can repair. And a lot of male role models on the internet are trying to solve these problems by rebuilding the same patriarchal systems that caused the damage in the first place to everyone. Make money, meet a nice little lady to make your babies, and pressure and convince women to want the same things because they know the masculine needs the feminine. But the feminine, the data's in, y'all, not so much. But even so, that system has damaged men, and the cause is not the cure. This is an emergency because the damaged masculine doesn't just disappear. It hurts itself, it hurts others, it destroys the structures and the people around it. We need to redefine masculinity, especially in the spiritual world. We need to move back to protection, not possession, to provision, not plotting, and to progression, not predation. And men, if the feminine comes to you with a problem, it is not an attack. That is connection. It is care. It is somebody saying, I want to solve something with you. And y'all treating that like an attack is stupid. Or is it slow? Maybe it's useless. It disconnects you from the very thing you need to heal and make progress. But the onus of this damage cannot fall onto women. We need better spaces for men, better leadership, better models of masculinity. Not Andrew fucking Tate or tradwife content, but emotional support and integration. Because if we don't help men heal, we don't get a better world. Send this to a man you know, not to call him out, but to call him forward.